Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel in the first place. Today we have a Mirio ex-listener, and the author wanted to add a couple warnings. So descriptions of panic attacks, mentions of anxiety and death. Also, if I sound odd, still sick, don't worry, I'm getting better, sort of. Well, I'm getting worse before I get better, but really it's just like a runny nose, sore throat, and a cough. So it's more of a cold. What are you doing here? You asked, your eyes open in fear, Mirio looking down at you, seeing how you were hugging your knees against your chest, sitting down on the janitor's closet. He closed the door behind him and crouched in front of you. Najiri told me you were in here, he answered. He tried to touch your cheek, but you flinched away. Is it your anxiety again? Yes, you muttered, not meeting his eyes. What triggered it this time? What does it matter to you? You spat, turning your head at him. Mirio smiled. I do know your main triggers, so if I know which one it was, maybe I can help out, he explained. You rolled your eyes, hating how your body was still trembling. Want to try breathing with me? He offered, changing into a sitting position. You loved him more than life, but at least in that moment, all you wanted was for him to disappear. The realization of it made your heart clench in pain. He didn't deserve that. Mirio deserved so much more than you could offer him, and yet there he was, ready to do whatever it took to soothe you. How could a man like that have laid his eyes on you? Why was he enduring you so much? The more you thought about it, the past year of your relationship made less and less sense. Fuck, no, Mirio, just... You sighed. If someone locked themselves in a janitor closet, it's because they wanted to be alone. I know, but breathing with me helped you before, remember? He cocked his head to the side. Go away. Why was he even here? Why did he keep trying to help? Why couldn't he see there was no use in trying to fix you? That battle was long lost, and no matter how much he tried, he wouldn't be able to change anything. Sunshine, I just want to see you smile again. Trust me, I know how bad it can get. Your laughter interrupted him, a dark tint in it Mirio hadn't heard before. He furrowed his eyebrows slightly, but said nothing. You know how bad it can get. That's fucking rich coming from you, you huffed, a mocking smile on your lips. I know life can be frustrating. You know how much trouble I used to have with my quirk? As everyone did. You think that's hard? That kid from 1A who's doing his internship with you? I hear he keeps breaking his bones every week because he can't control his quirk. Fuck, even Tamaki, part of the big three, you said, making air quotes mockingly. He had trouble with his quirk as well. I remember how badly everyone used to laugh at him during our first year. I'm really happy how much he's grown, but I've known that dude for at least 3 years, and we've never had a one-on-one conversation that lasted longer than 20 seconds. Why? Because of his crippling anxiety. That is having it rough. Mirio looked at you in silence, his lips slightly pursed. His patient way of caring for you made the trembling worse. Your chest clenched, making it more difficult to breathe. You couldn't shake the feeling that something terrible was about to happen, but you didn't have a clue on what it could be. All you needed was for him to go away. But if you knew him at all, you knew he wouldn't budge. Go away, please. Leave me alone. I beg of you. Leave, leave, leave. You have lovely parents who support you no matter what. You have a friend group that has your back. You're part of the big three of UA, so don't come in here and talk to me about knowing how rough it can get, when the only reason you smile so fucking much because you've never been so engulfed by darkness that all you wanted was your life to fucking end, you yelled, your voice breaking at the end. More tears traveled down your cheeks, and your sobs shallow and quick, as you felt your throat closing more and more with every second. Inhale, Mirio instructed you, placing a hand on your bent knee. You tried replying back, but couldn't form any words. No, don't talk. Inhale, he repeated. His voice now stern, and the smile he had been wearing long gone. You breathed through your nose, your eyes locked on him. Good, hold it, and exhale through your mouth. You did as told, and obliged when he repeated the steps 3 more times. Breathing became easier, and you wished the pain on your chest disappeared as well. You kept messing everything up. You wouldn't be able to be a hero if you kept having these panic attacks, whenever something triggered memories from your past. If you needed assistance to even remember how to breathe, what kind of hero would you be? If you weren't able to save yourself, how could you expect to save someone else? Tell me 5 things you can see, Mirio said, interrupting your thoughts. What? 5 objects around you. Name them, come on, he insisted. He looked around and pointed at the broom. That's a broom. You go. After a few seconds of looking at him, confused as to why he was asking you to do that, when you realized he didn't react to your scrunched face, but kept a rather firm expression, as if he was truly expecting you to do as told. You decided you could maybe give it a try. Your eyes went to the broom he had pointed to, and then noticed a mop resting alongside it. "A mop," you said, earning a nod from your boyfriend. He raised one finger as you continued looking around. Gum wrapper on the floor, a bottle of bleach. Mirio kept raising his fingers to try and help you keep count. A pile of newspapers and an old calendar on the wall. Feeling some discomfort as you spoke, you cleared your throat, but immediately winced at how badly it hurt. Had you really been breathing from your mouth for that much time? Good, now 4 things you can touch. Mirio continued. You pouted, still not getting what his point was. Just do it, sunshine. You stroked at the floor underneath you, feeling how rough and dirty it was. The floor, you breathed out. This metal shelf, and this bottle, you said, grabbing a bottle of floor wax, and this bucket. Now 3 things you can hear. Try and listen, okay? Mirio moved his fingers to the top of his mouth, resembling a zipper. For the first time in several minutes, you noticed that your breathing wasn't as ragged as it was before. It was so quiet you didn't even have to try and listen to your own heartbeat. Still beating at a quick pace, you closed your eyes and recognized the sound of chatter from the hallway. Probably some students walking by. After taking a deep breath, you were able to notice shouting coming from one of the training grounds that was behind the school. You opened your eyes again. My heartbeat, some students talking and other students training, you muttered, placing a strand of your hair behind your ear. Mirio nodded and straightened his back. 2 things you can smell? You furrowed your eyebrows as you tried to concentrate. Cleaning products, maybe bleach, and your cologne. You added, noticing the corner of his mouth slightly raising at your answer. Finally, 1 thing you can taste in your mouth. You pursed your lips, tongue darting on the insides of your mouth, trying to notice any trace of flavor you could recognize. Mint? Yeah, you really like those mint drops. Mirio smiled softly. He paused for a moment and then ran his fingers through his hair. You're feeling better? Taking a short moment to assess yourself, you noticed the pressure on your head wasn't there anymore, and your heartbeat was noticeably slower, and without realizing it, you had been breathing just fine, while you were trying to follow his commands. The trembling was finally gone, and you couldn't help but feel hopeful. Immediately taken aback by such a positive feeling, you also took notice in how thoughts about you not being worth Mirio's, or anyone's attention for that matter, stopped making sense. He loved you as much as you loved him. Of course, he wanted to be there when you were feeling low. You would do the same for him. You had been friends for more than 2 years now, and hadn't started dating a little more than a year ago. That was a bond that couldn't be easily broken, though. Yeah, what about it? It's called grounding. I read about it when Tamaki was having troubles, and it seemed to have helped him, Mirio explained with a small shrug. You feel like going somewhere else? You shook your head. Not really. Yeah, you were feeling considerably better than when he had first come into the closet, but it felt as you had just ran a marathon. Even if you had been sitting the whole time, your thighs and arms felt like giving out. Want me to stay with you? Mirio offered. You looked at him in his hopeful expression, and then looked down with guilt. How could you say no after he had been so attentive? Would it be okay, or selfish, if you needed some time alone to rest before acting normal again? Hey, it's okay, he continued. I'll leave you alone now. If you want to talk or meet up sometime, just call me. I have a mission tomorrow morning, but I should be back before it's dark, he added, trying to muster up a smile, and failing. You nodded, your eyes fixed on your bent knees. Moments later, the sound of the door closing behind him let you know that he had finally listened to your plea to be left alone. Alright, so that's the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed. I was going to finish it off because it was like 4,000 something words, but my voice decided to give out, so the part 2 will be in the description because the person who wrote this fanfic, always wrote a part 2. If you want me to read that, you can request it sometime in November. Otherwise, I probably won't be doing that. Also, be on the lookout for either today or tomorrow. There will be birthday audios for Tetsu, Kirishima, and Kenma. So that's about it. I'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever. Discord link, music link, and fanfiction link will all be in the description. Goodbye!